I woke up at 3:30 this morning. I had slept about 4.5 hours and I couldn't get back to sleep. So I got up and I was reading my Bible and I was up till about 5, and I was thinking about fear and how fear has been such a huge part of my life, a tormenting part of my life, all my life. Don't remember not being afraid. But it seems that at this stage of the game in my life, the fear has been mainly with my health and food and the symptoms that I get and the fear of them, but other things too. But I asked myself this morning when I was up, what's my biggest fear? And I was thinking about that. What am I really afraid of? This anxiety sometimes that comes over me in different situations. What am I really afraid of? And it came to me that my biggest fear is being overwhelmed with fear. That's my biggest fear, of being overwhelmed with fear to the point of having no control over the situation. And I wrote it down and I was thinking about it, and it makes sense to me because when I think about when I was a little girl, the most traumatic times were during the night when I was in bed. And I remember I have a few memories of hearing the violent stuff going on outside of my bedroom. I remember the sound of glass breaking and things banging and my mom crying and yelling, and I have a couple of memories of that, and laying in bed at night with my pillow covering my head around my ears because I was trying to block it out. But I still haven't been able to relive the actual emotion that I felt in those moments. But I'm assuming that a child from birth to 7 or 8 years old in those moments is going to be absolutely terrified, afraid that mommy's going to die, or that we're going to get hurt, the kids, or just waiting for that moment, are we going to have to flee? Because there were nights that my dad would pass out and my mom would have to come in and get us in the middle of the night, and she would call somebody to come pick us up because we didn't have a car. So we'd have to escape basically while he was passed out. So there was all this nighttime terror, and I can't really access what I was feeling in those times. I just have some vague memories. But when I think about that, as far as what came to my mind this morning, what is my biggest fear? And it's the fear of being overwhelmed with fear and not being able to control the situation. And I think that that's probably why that's my biggest fear, because I'm sure little Karen in those moments, I was probably so overwhelmed with fear and terror and anxiety that I had to shut down in order to survive it emotionally and mentally. So it's interesting that I was able to put my finger on that my biggest fear is the fear of being overwhelmed with fear. So God is probably withholding the memories. Maybe at some point I'll remember, but He knows when it would be safe and how much I can handle. So